Hi and welcome back. I'm Mark from Devon Honey and Candles. I've been extracting supers this week and bringing in my spring harvest, which has been really good this year. It's been quite successful, and I thought I'd go through how I do it. So this is my general setup. I'll start by bringing in supers here, and I'll stack them up, say 2 piles of 10 high, and I'll put a fan on it blowing down overnight. And I've got a dehumidifier here, and I'll leave that for 24 hours, and that'll bring the moisture content down if it's a bit too high. And then I bring them over to here, and I will scrape them off like that. And then they either go in here or they go directly into this tank here, and that'll spin 20 at a time, this extractor. And then from there it gets poured into here. There are 2 sieves on this, so there's a fine coarser sieve and then a fine sieve. And from here I will then either jar it from here or put it into buckets and then label it. And then it all gets labelled into it, where it came from, which batch it is, and the date and the weight. So let's start with the frame. So I don't pick them out the way that you're probably supposed to on this. I scrape them down and along. Spin it around. Do the same again. And then in the tank. Don't need that one. I might invest in one of those little automatic frame uncappers where you just drop it in and pull it out. They seem quite good. But this works quite well. So just keep repeating this and fill it up. When there's 20, I spin it. And the spinner's got an automatic setting where it spins both ways, starts off slowly and gets a bit faster. And it's got a maximum speed setting, and it's got a manual setting, so you can pretty much do what you want. If you go too fast too early though, it will blow the frames out. I have blown a couple of frames at least this year so far. I've been drawing out a lot of new frames this year, so they're a little bit more delicate on their first year. I'm sure I get lots of complaints by the way I do my uncapping. Beekeepers can be pretty set in their ways. If they do something, they quite often think that's the only way you can do it. I've extracted about nearly 60 supers this year, 55, 60, something like that, which is incredible. Last year I had hardly any spring honey. It was the worst year I sort of remember beekeeping. This year I've got way more. Let's hope the summer's good too, because that would be really a nice bonus now. Okay, well this basically goes on like this. See, this one not very capped, but because I've had the fan on it and the dehumidifier, I'm sure it's a good content. It's been quite good content, moisture content this year. It's been sort of generally about 17, 16 and a half, which is you know, good quality, nice and dry. Anything below 20 is considered honey, but that's high 20. I think it might be slightly different for heather honey, but I don't do the heather yet. This one, you can see it was used as brood early on. Not a lot in that one. And if you'd like to try some of our delicious honey, it's at devonhoneyandcandles.com. Honey from Devon, UK. I've also got devonhoneyandcandles.co.uk as a Shopify website too, which is linked in the description below, I think. And then into the extractor. So let's shut that. Turn it on, make sure it's not up more than 50%. And we'll let it go for a cycle, and then I will do it again, turn the speed up. And as I do that, I will do some more frames. Now that they're all spun out and empty, I will put them back in at super. I'll put 10 in each super. That goes up there. Now I reload this up. So is anyone extracting honey right now watching this? That would be funny. Who's had a good spring crop this year? Two more to do. This is a much simpler setup than Richard Knowles' new fancy setup. Quite jealous of that, but you know, I don't really have that much production by a long way. Very impressive though. Okay, let's get the spinner on. Let's drain some honey out and I'll show you the next step. Again, we'll put it onto automatic for the first few goes. It's quite sticky, some of this honey, it's quite hard to get out. And I don't want to break the supers. So this setup works pretty well for my size. And there's my sink and stainless steel sink and kitchen area. So yes, it's good. Open the tap. So now I'll take this bucket and I will bring it here, take this off. Let's just put this here now. And I will just pour it in. So now the settling tank's full up, I'm gonna let some out and I'm gonna fill this bucket until there's 20 kilos. Now I've got 20 kilos in here, I'll just do one final check and I'll do a little, see the moisture content again. I'll go and stand to the outside window. Okay, so it says it is 15.5%, which is great. That's really good. I'm pretty sure you won't be able to see it in there. But anyway, I'm very happy with that. So I will put this lid on, make sure it's pressed down properly, and put a label on it. There we go. And weigh out another one. Once too much wax is built up in here, I will put it into a bucket and then at the end of the job I'll put it back into the sieves. You see it all there. And sieve out the rest of the honey. And then eventually I will press it in a presser and squeeze the remaining lot out before I render down the wax. And this finer sieve here will get blocked up because it just gets blocked up a lot more easily. So that will probably need a clean once it's drained. Once the wax cappings have drained for 24 hours or so, I'll put it in here and then this will get squashed. This is from this spring's harvest. It's quite a lot, it's quite heavy. There's quite a bit of honey in there probably still. So yes, in a later video I will press that down into a block and then render it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've still got a few more buckets to fill up, but give us a like and subscribe and leave a comment. And if you've got any questions on harvesting honey, just leave them. Or if you've got any advice or tips, let me know. That'd be great. If you want to support the channel, you could always go onto my website, devonhoneyandcandles.com, buy a jar of honey. Let us know how you got on with your harvest this year. I know it's been a crazy spring. There's been loads of swarms this year. It's been really hard for beekeepers to keep their bees. But the plus side, I think there's been a lot of honey this year. So let us know how well your bees have done. And I'll see you next time. Take care.